Hello, everyone. It's your girl Gabrielle, or you're off camera, Wyzae. Sorry. Um, sorry. I see my guest waving. Welcome to a brand new episode of Hot Topics, y'all. I am excited about this episode because today we have another repeat topic. I love it when we have these repeat topics. But before we get into that, let me just say briefly what the show is about. This is the show where we like to talk that real talk about anything pertaining to employment, to education, to finance, to relationships, to divorce, to trauma, mental health. We cover a lot of different ground. We've done a lot of episodes on living with disabilities, ADHD. We did one on fibromyalgia. So we go all over the place. But what stands us out from the rest? And that is, well, one, we'd like to have that honest conversation. But two, all of it is for the purpose of learning, as we are a tutoring company. So all of this is in the spectrum of education and learning. And listen, all of these stories that you hear from all of our episodes, all of these are life stories. Listen, all of it is tools for learning. And today is no different. So today, like I said, we have a repeat topic. I'm sorry, there's a fly. Um, we have a repeat topic and we are bringing it back. I love it when we bring these topics back. So let me tell you what that topic is. The topic that we're bringing back is young entrepreneurship. Young entrepreneurship. We're bringing it back, y'all. This is the third time we're bringing it back. And let me tell you, these kids, I am just astounded whenever I find out that these young children, they are making them businesses and they are getting that money, y'all, and they are starting entrepreneurship earlier and earlier, and it is just fabulous. So I want to acknowledge these young entrepreneurs, and this one is number 3. So let me tell you who the person is today. So her name is Wyzae Glover, and I can't wait to tell you about her. So let's get right into it. Who is Wyzae Glover? Let me tell you who she is. So she is the proud owner and CEO of Bosses Academy LLC. Bosses Academy LLC was founded in this it was founded this year in New York City. What? So what does she do? Bosses Academy focuses on creating our future bosses of society. They walk with their heads held high, they structure businesses properly, they fix our credit and help you gain personal and business credit. They teach us about multiple streams of income. They create generational wealth. They focus on mental health. They change credit into cash and so much more. And don't forget that Bosses Academy LLC, there's a course that actually launched a couple days ago. So we will talk about that course later on today. And I keep forgetting to shout her out. But of course, our guest, Wyzae Glover, I'm just going to plug her in briefly here. She has 2 Instagrams, y'all. So she has 2 Instagram accounts and she has a Facebook account, which all of this will be provided to you in the description for our audio listeners. And for those of you viewing this right now, or you're watching this on the screen, it is at the bottom of your screen. But she has 2 Instagrams and a Facebook page. So I wanted to just shout that out. So she is making things happen, y'all. Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to bring Wyzae to the stage. Hi, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm good.
Did I say your name right?
Yes, you did. My name is Wyzae Glover. That's correct.
Waze or Wyzae?
Wyzae, that's correct.
Wyzae. Okay, great. Well, thank you for coming on. When you told me your story, I was just blown away. So I wanted the peoples to tell their story, the people to tell their story. I'm all over the place as usual, but I want you to tell your story to the people. So I'm just gonna hand you the floor, and I would like you to talk about what got you into entrepreneurship. How did you get started?
Okay. Well, I really want to start with when I first started out, I really was brainstorming what's one way or something that individuals need constantly. So then I started brainstorming. Everyone needs a car, everyone needs a house. So, car, rental service, house, real estate. Not to mention at the time, I was working two jobs and I was going to school full time for my bachelor's in psychology. My first degree is in associates in education, secondary is bachelor's in psychology. But I was so stressed out and exhausted from working so much. So I sat down and brainstormed and I created a rental business. This was September 2021. Not to mention, as an entrepreneur, you also have to educate yourself. So not only did I create a rental business, but I also started focusing on having mentors. My first mentor, I realized it was actually on Facebook, and I found this individual who was an entrepreneur who decided to give a course for free. Her main thing that she always discussed is her program or course is actually pretty expensive. It's actually thousands of dollars because of the information that she teach. But this time, I caught it at the time that it was free, and she stated, "At this time, I'm going to give it for free because a lot of people will have free education but won't take the opportunity." And I took the opportunity. In that moment, this is when I realized and I learned how to structure my business correctly, LLCs, EIN, not to mention she focused on business credit or personal credit because a lot of times people just think that you could just have business credit and forget their personal. Let's not forget, even with your personal, when you have debt and you erase it off of your profile, it's still debt. So that's one company. And my rental business is when I rent out vehicles to individuals for a reasonable price. And I'm very big on my customers. So if I do not have a vehicle at the moment, I am very big on referring them to other people. I do network, I know mechanics, I know other rental vehicle owners, and I will just refer you to someone else at that moment. If you don't like talking to people, then I'll talk for you. I'm very well with communication. So as I fast forward to Boston Academy LLC, I realized that we're not taught in school about credit or financial literacy. So why not just try to teach people ahead of time so we could just be ahead of the game? Not to mention, we could also create generational wealth for ourselves, our children, and other people. So Boston's Academy is focusing on structuring business, of course, as I learned, or as I still study. Not to mention, we're focusing on credit, we're very big on mental health. I also emphasize this, and I have mental health Mondays for entrepreneurs or any individual, such as taking a walk in the park, going out to eat, or just anything that you enjoy. Because I realize on all social media platforms, there's videos from entrepreneurs where they say that they are stressed out or they are depressed. And a lot of times that we forget that we're human and we need mental health days. Let's not forget, also in Boston's Academy LLC, we also focus on multiple streams of income. Not only did I join a course that it teaches me how to structure my own business, also was in a course recently with Miss Ashley, and I had an accountability group where we also learned how to create our own course. I also am in Rich Unk. I'm not sure if you guys know who Rich Unk is. He's all over the social media platforms. He's a millionaire and he teaches you about real estate. And I'm also in another course about a drop shipping company. So not only am I educating myself, I educate myself enough to educate others. And as we fast forward on educating others and creating multiple streams of income, I also learn from the people who join into my course. I also hold business brunches. My business brunches focus on networking. There's never a time where you should stop networking, or there's never a time we should stop communicating with others. I may know something and you may not know, and you can learn from me, or you may know something that I don't. So in this moment in time, and always, you always want to educate yourself, expand, and network.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for that. So just so we get a full picture
Mm-hmm.
of you, can you tell us how old you are?
Well, I'm 24. I'll be 25 November 19th. So that's this year. I'll be 25.
Awesome, awesome. All right. So young women your age, you're a young adult. So, women your age, they're well, are you in school before I get
Yes,
into
ma'am. I'm in
you
school.
are in,
Yes.
so you're in school and you're running two businesses.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you balance all that?
Honestly, it's time management. Before anything, I'm a social worker first. So if you know how to prioritize and time manage everything, then you should be fine. And not to mention, I had a conversation with my entrepreneur friend. At this time, he was in a way better position than me. He was like, learn how to take yourself out of your own equation. It took me the longest to understand what he was talking about. I'm like, what do you mean? If I'm not in my business, how can it be ran? So now you look and focus on other things. Who can you hire to work for you? How something that works for yourself. So I don't always have to be present for my vehicles. And also in my course, there's a platform where I can record videos and people can log in at any time because at the end of the day, we are human. People do have lives and they can't always join into my course at that time that I'm live. So now I'm recording them so you always get the information that you need.
All right. So you found ways to balance between school and work by making, so it sounds like well, first thing, it sounds like you found hired help, right?
Mhm.
And you also, I don't know if you maybe not automated the process. Well, I guess, yeah, you
Yes,
automated the
automated.
process, right? So, as a way to balance both worlds. So you automated the process by creating videos, right? So people can watch it in their own time, and then you outsourced by looking for hired help.
Yes.
Okay, simply put. All right. So what made you decide? Well, let's take one company at a time.
Okay.
So the first one was the rental car company. That's the first one. So when did you start that one?
September 2021.
September what? What was that?
September 2021. This was last year.
Okay, September 2021. Okay, great. So what made you take that leap of faith and decide to start that company?
Honestly, I wanted to create generational wealth. Not to mention, I wanted a peace of mind. I also wanted to provide a service that I knew would have great customer service. And this is
Sorry, your volume's really low.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, yes, sorry about that. So I created my first rental business with WG Auto Company LLC, September 21, because at this time I wanted to create a service for everyone that would give great community service, well, customer service, and not to mention this is a service that everyone needs. So we provide vehicles in a great fashionable time, provide great customer service, and if we don't have a vehicle, then we're referring to others. Not to mention, I was juggling a lot at this time, so I wanted to create financial freedom for myself.
All right. So why cars? Why not an auto mechanic or or a bakery or cupcakes, or why cars?
So cars. Previously, I mentioned how I took a course that was free, and she emphasized during our course real estate and Turo. Some people know what Turo is, and some don't. This is when you put your cars on Turo, and you can rent your vehicle out for a reasonable price. At that time, Turo's is very high demand also. So there's a lot of times where you are juggling different prices and you're competing with a lot of people. It's a great business, great, great, great business. But I decided to do rentals because it was a high command. Cars are very high demand. And this is I knew that if I start this business, it was something that I understood because I understand vehicles because I went through a lot of vehicles, and this is a business that I knew would do well.
Okay, so you saw something that was in high demand,
Yes, ma'am.
and you decided to apply it to your own network and to your own system.
Yes, that's correct. I decided to just take a shot. Not to mention, let's not forget, as an entrepreneur, sometimes you are scared to launch. But at that time, it's really, if you don't start now, then when? So I use my own networking. I used my own social media platforms, and I knew it was in high demand at that moment. Well, it's always in high demand, honestly, because even since September 2021, my vehicles have been rented out. There's moments and times also you have repetitive customers who just always come back just because of the type of customer service you provide, and not to mention the referrals that I do give if I do not have a vehicle.
So you said you started it in 2021, so that's
Mm-hmm.
in the time of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So 20 we were going through the pandemic at the time. So I mean, well, yeah. So what was that like? You know, you're battling. You know, you're in the throes of the pandemic, and you just started a business. What was that like?
So when I first started in the pandemic, it was very slow. I want everyone to know and all entrepreneurs to understand, even when it's slow, you don't stop. You don't stop your business, you don't stop promoting, or you don't stop networking. So it was slow at first and then it picked up. Some days will be better than others, some months will be better than others, but you just keep going. So during the pandemic, it was struggling. I was struggling at first and it was hard at first, but then I was able to network and meet different people. And then my customers, thank God, they just always came back. And not to mention, my customers rent out for weeks, sometimes months.
So it sounds like you developed a loyal base, which is another factor in being an entrepreneur is not just getting new clients, but you want the clients to stay, you want the clients to come back. And so it sounds like you built a loyal base.
Yes, ma'am, that is correct. I created a great loyal base, and they always come back. And once again, this is why I always emphasize networking or customer service. And if you can't provide a service, then you refer to someone. It helps a lot. Because I know moments and times where I went to someone like for hair or something, and they couldn't take me or they canceled. They don't refer you, and I'm like, darn, where can I go next? So I'm already a step ahead of my clients, and I'm like, let me just refer you to someone because I know that they're posting about their own rental business, just so you won't be without a vehicle.
Ah, right. So you keep the referrals going. So you keep the networking going, and if you can't help yourself, then you help somebody else.
Yes, ma'am. So if I can't help myself, then yes, I will refer them, and somebody else can. And if they do not like to talk to people and would like me to be the middleman and communicate for them, then I will.
All right, awesome, awesome. So now, how did you balance operating a business and your social life? What about your peers? You know, did you get the stank face when your friends were like, "Oh, I got a business"?
So actually, no. I have great friends and family. I have a great support system. Not to mention, my friends and family are also, well, some are actually entrepreneurs also. They understood there's sometimes you will miss fun. You will not go outside. You will be inside studying businesses, what's going on in the world, or anything. But they were understanding. Actually, I have a great support system, which I'm thankful for.
Awesome, awesome. And it also helps as well to have friends who are also entrepreneurs because you build that support system. They understand that you're working 24/7. You're not really having any fun, so you have a network that supports you and understands what you're doing.
Yeah, that's actually true. It's actually funny because when I started this company, Boston's Academy LLC, I emphasized creating like the next Black Wall Street. Of course, if you happen to know the history on it, on how they tore down everything, this actually came from an entrepreneur friend named Michael. He emphasizes a Black Wall Street, or just also the future that we have for generational wealth. So yes, it's always great. Or even my friend Kenny, she's great with entrepreneurship. She does her own type of real estate, or even the stock market. She's a beast at the stock market. So it's real good to have entrepreneur friends.
All right. So now you already got this first company, this car rental company is doing very well. So what on earth made you decide, you know what, I want to just make another one?
Well, honestly, when it comes down to Boston's Academy LLC, one day I'm just like, somebody needs to teach this. There's a lot of information that I teach that I didn't even know myself at first. When I first started out, I didn't know how to structure a business correctly. I had an LLC or in a DBA, but it was not structured correctly. Not to mention your type of credit profile. Your LLC and all your documents is also connected to your credit profile. I did not know how to clean up my credit profile. I had so many inquiries. I did not have enough credit cards on there. Not to mention, I've actually learned that a 700 credit score is literally nothing if your credit profile is not built correctly. You'll actually learn that in my course. Or I didn't know what a net 30 account is. A net 30 account allows you to build your business credit. I didn't know what a paydex score was. I did not know that an 80 paydex score is equivalent to a 700 credit score. So there's a lot of things that I did not know that I really wanted someone to teach me back then, that I feel like a lot of people should know in this community or society. Not to mention, we're not taught it in school. We're only taught to work for someone else, taught to be teachers, taught to be doctors, and etc. There's nothing wrong with that. I would love to be an NP in the future. Despite being a business owner or entrepreneur, I would love to be a nurse practitioner. But we're not taught this. We're not taught the generational wealth. We don't have an option. So this is a reason why I created Bosses Academy LLC.
Can you tell us more about that? When you say that we're not taught this, are you specifically referring to the Black community, young people, or just people in general?
I'm actually talking to people in general. Bosses Academy LLC does not have a face or a race. We accept everyone because in school, in general, I've actually went to school in New York City and I went to school in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. We are not taught about credit. Credit could get you so far. Credit could get you the new car. Credit could get you the new business. Credit could get you the new home. Credit could just get you so far, and we're not taught it.
Hmm. So why do you think that is? How come we're not taught things like credit and balancing books, and why do you think we're not taught in schools?
In my opinion, we're not taught it in schools because a lot of times they do not want to teach you financial literacy because it's like a cap. They want you to stay in this type of bubble where we just conditioned into feeling like we need to work for other people because, of course, somebody has to make the money. Now, why can't we be the people who make the money? Why you can't teach me credit? Why can't I be financially free? It's just control. When you come down to society and the government, it's all about control.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you so you want to be the one in control.
Actually, I do not like, well, I don't like the words control or power. I just want to be the person who educates. You are not an entrepreneur if you cannot help others. You cannot educate others and you can't put them in a better place. Even if you become richer than I am, as long as I helped you and educated you to be financially free, that's all I care about.
Mm. All right. So tell us more about Bosses Academy. How does that work?
So, Bosses Academy LLC, I created a team, well, not a team, I created a platform where people could log in and review, well, they could sign up for reasonable pricing and they could sign up and learn about everything on LLC structuring or business structuring, credit, additional type of streams of income, which I mentioned previously with a drop shipping company, real estate, and actually decided to get into the vending machine business too. That's like a story for another day for those who do join into my course because that's actually a good stream of income. We also emphasize mental health, as I stated before. So this is just a platform. You can just log in, you pay for the course, and we're just going over literally everything just to emphasize financial freedom, financial literacy, and get you set up for the generational wealth.
All right. So what is it? Is it a school? Is it in person? Is it virtual? What's the setup?
Mhm. So this is actually not in person. It is virtual on Teachable. I decided to do Teachable because it's a platform that is able to set it up for you. Any type of videos that you are recording, not to mention, I decided to go virtual due to the generation that we in, and not to mention, there's moments and times where I had my own mentors and I was working two jobs and going to school, and I'm just like, darn, I hope I don't miss a class, and sometimes I do. It's literally life. You're human. You will miss a class or two, but it's always good to have a platform that you can go back and say, well, my mentor recorded the courses on how to build my business credit, how to clean up my personal credit, how to get inquiries deleted in 24 hours. There are steps where some people come in and have 20 inquiries on their credit and be like, darn, I never got these deleted. And then you show them the way and a platform on how to get them deleted, and now their credit is going up. Not to mention, let's say someone come in like, oh, I didn't know I was supposed to have 2 or 3 to 5 credit cards reporting on my credit so I can have a great credit profile. Or let's say there was a moment in time where I didn't even know myself that you have to have about 3 plus net 30 accounts so it could report to Duns and Bradstreet. Back then, I didn't even know what a Duns and Bradstreet was. So now I'm giving my students, well, let's not even say students, let's say family members, because I look at everyone like family members, the opportunity to not miss anything. You can go back on this platform. You can review every lesson that I even teach. And there's a lot of times where I'll have sessions where you could just come in and ask me questions. If you ever decide to email me, like, can we do a one-on-one? Or there'll be a day of like, just log in on this time and ask any question that you'll like.
Hmm. So it sounds like it's mostly videos, right? Not live instruction.
Oh, so though it's actually live instruction. The videos more so just for people who miss it, just because of the fact that life happens and you're not always going to be there when it is live.
Ah, all
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
So it sounds like you're going the way of society now. Like everything is pretty much virtual, and you're thinking about the needs of people now that like Zoom is blowing up, for example. So people are staying home more, working at home more. So you're factoring that into your business structure.
Yes, ma'am. I do structure it, but let's not forget. I actually just recently had a business brunch that went really well. We had guest speakers. So even though I'm doing everything virtually, there will be opportunities where everyone could join into my business brunch, where there's guest speakers, there's unlimited food, and there's unlimited networking. So there's moments and times I will have events where it's not always virtual. I just feel like that's a better opportunity for everyone to see each other face to face and network face to face. Despite the fact that it's good to go back and review all these videos, it's also good to see someone and communicate in person.
All right, all right, all right. So now, if you can go back in time and change one thing that you did wrong, what would you change?
In my opinion, I wouldn't change nothing. I feel like everything that I went through, especially with my rental businesses, a lot of hiccups and mistakes that I made that I needed to fix and I needed to learn from. So now that I learned from all the mistakes, such as, let me say, some type of instance, prime example, not having a tracker in your car. I was fresh out and I'm like, oh, let me just rent out my vehicles. No trackers. Okay, that's a big no no. I learned where you could get trackers that last for months or longer that won't die on you, because I did have a situation where I had a tracker and it died inside of my vehicle and we could not find the car because it was stolen. That's a story for another day. So there's just a lot of things that I learned that I needed to learn as an entrepreneur so I could teach other people and others, and they won't make the mistake that I made. So if I made the mistake and I learned from it, now I'm teaching you so you won't make the mistake.
Mm. So so what? So you don't see the past as how to? I'm trying to think of how to phrase it. So the mistakes that you made in the past, you saw it as learning tools in becoming a better entrepreneur.
Yes, ma'am. Any situation or any hiccup that I had, it's all about learning. Everything is not going to be perfect. Every day is not going to be perfect. Every month is not going to be good for you. As long as you learn from any mistake that you've made, then you are great.
Mm. So there's a couple times you talked about generational wealth. Can you tell us more about that?
Generational wealth is more so focusing on creating passive income or residual income for the generation, as it says, more so of getting your generational wealth together for your future family or anybody, such as I have a little brother who's under my LLC, so he's in high school at this moment. But when he graduated high school, or even now, he will have income. He will have a great credit score, and he can make the decision on if he wants to go ahead and work for someone or just be his own boss. I'm pretty sure he'll pick his own boss, but just creating this life for those or your family or anybody that they don't have to work for anybody and they can be their own boss or they can always have residual or passive income.
Oh, so you hired your little brother?
I did. I did. I did.
Oh, what's that like working with him?
So this is actually a gift that I'm giving him when he graduated out of high school. He did not know I hired him or for him other the documents. It's more so of there's moments and times that you'll see some people will discuss try to add your child on to your credit card just to raise them up to what a 700, 800 credit score so they can be set for life. So I'm like, okay, I don't have children. So let me just add him on to my documents, let him add on to the credit so when he graduates, now this is generational wealth, and you decide we're gonna go work for someone, or you already have your own business, so you're already your boss when you graduate out of high school.
So wait, he has his own business or he works for you?
He's actually one of the owners of my business. He doesn't know that, so I'm working everything until he graduates out of high school. Actually,
Ah, okay. All right. So you made him a co-owner of your business.
yes, ma'am. He's one of the co-owners under my business.
All right. Well, you're a loving sister. You didn't have to do all that.
I didn't have to, but that's what I'm gonna do for my little brother or any of my siblings. I would do it 100 times if I needed to.
Mm, all right. Awesome. So, are there any testimonies that you want to share? Like, is there any feedback that you got from your clients that you're proud to mention?
Well, I'm real proud to mention, or testimony I would say, is all my clients emphasize my communication skills, not to mention I'm very easy to talk to. Or let's not, they also emphasize or always speak about how I'm always open to referring them to someone else, such as, let me give an example, not only with my rental businesses do I refer to somebody else when I don't have a vehicle, but if I know the information about anything, real estate, any type of additional income, such as anything online, a drop shipping company, I am always open to educate. I'm always open to educate for free too. So if you listen to me and communicate with me, or have a brief conversation, you will learn a lot, which in fact they always emphasize. I always say, you're always open to teaching someone. So all I just need somebody to do is listen. And if you listen, then you'll learn.
Mm. So, as you had, because you mentioned a few mentors that you
Mhm.
have. So, as people mentored for you, you want to mentor for others.
Yes, ma'am. I always say, if you're going to be a mentor, please have mentors. I have about, let's think, dropshipping company is one. Ashley, Miss Ashley, she's another. Rich Unk is another. I had about 5 mentors. So if you're a mentor, please make sure you came with mentors because there's always room to grow. I do not know everything, but I do educate myself to learn.
Mm. All right, all right, all right. So it sounds like you're making moves, you're making money, you're supporting your family. Is there anything you can't do?
I probably can't do a lot. That's why I'm always educating myself. Like something such as like Airbnb. This is a topic that I do not know much about, but I do have entrepreneur friends who know about it. Which, in fact, I'm real cool with someone who knows about Airbnb. Which I will refer my students, well, family members who joined my course to that person. I actually did it previously before I joined my before I launched my course, someone came to me like, I know you don't know much about Airbnb, but do you know someone? You know what I did? Refer them. So that's actually a topic that I want to get into when I get the time. July 12th, I'm actually going into my real estate course on how to flip houses. I always think that it's best for me to educate myself so I could educate my students. So if I know about real estate and how to flip houses, now this is another additional income I could teach everyone who joins into my course.
Mm. So it sounds like you have you definitely have the multiple streams of income. It sounds like you have the two companies. You want to look into real estate. I think there's another company you said you're looking to make. So is there any point where you ever feel overwhelmed?
No, ma'am. Actually, when you are able to structure your businesses correctly or know the outlines and educate yourself, it's never overwhelmed with juggling all of your type of businesses and also with time management. Time management is always great for me since I have the rental business and I do have someone who hands off my cars and I don't have to be there, or even Boston's Academy. I can just record myself or go live and record and upload them. It's never too much at the moment. I mean, there is going to be some days that it's not going to be perfect. This is just any type of entrepreneur. Please keep in mind, every day is not perfect. You will feel overwhelmed, but just manage your time. Take a mental health day, which in fact I do mental health Mondays. I'll probably go to a walk. I started doing yoga on Saturday. It was a great class that I will always do on every Saturday. So just prioritize.
Mm, great advice. Great advice. So now you mentioned a couple of times about time management. How do you do that? How do you manage your time? What are your skills and techniques?
Well, actually, you'll wake up early, you'll go over some emails, and then you start your day. You'll decide to create a schedule for yourself. Whatever schedule works for you won't work for someone else. So if I decide to wake up at 6 a.m. and then finish my day at 7 or 5 p.m., then it works for me. So just find what works for you. Any schedule I make for myself, it just falls into what I need to do. And then you have fun after. It's business first, play later.
All right. So it sounds you make a schedule. So it sounds like so you get all your work done within like what like an eight. You said 6 in the morning to 7 at night.
Yes, yes, that's correct. Actually, also this was something that I learned, young entrepreneur. At first, when I first started my rental business, somebody can write me at 2 a.m. and I would just get up and answer. I'm like, I'm up. I'm gonna reply. But you need to create this schedule and boundaries. Like this is the time I work from this time to this time, just so they know this is professional hours. This is the times that you'll get me fully. So that's also something I learned too. So just try to create a schedule for yourself.
Right, because you're also in school, right? So you don't want to be you're in the middle of a test and you're like, oh wait, I have a customer calling, right? So you create a schedule yourself. You set professional hours and personal hours.
Yes, that's correct. Which, in fact, you'll learn that you need professional hours and you need a schedule just so they can respect the boundaries.
Okay. So so you're I know we talked about you're doing this and going to school at the same time. Did were your grades ever affected at all?
Um, no, actually, I'm declared for fall 2022 to graduate out of with my bachelor's of psychology. My grades were not affected at all. There's moments and times where I'm like, man, I feel like I don't have enough hours in a day, and then I'm like, you know what? You need to take control. Create the schedule for school and create a schedule for business. There's hour if you need to do your homework and it's due on Sunday. Then if you don't have nothing to do on Sunday, just make that the day for all your homework, and then the rest of the days we'll focus on business.
All right, all right, all right. So what does the future hold for you? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, in 5 years, I will be wealthy. I'm very big on manifestation and affirmations. I will be wealthy. I will be rich in the mind, pockets, and soul. I will have multiple streams of income. Definitely real estate. Definitely still doing the my rental business. I will add more cars to my fleet. I would do drop shipping company. I would just get my hands in anything that I can to create generational wealth. That's where I see myself in 5 years. I also see myself even get into schools. I would love to teach a financial literacy course inside of colleges or even high schools or middle school, just so they can understand we are the future bosses of society. We have control of our own lives, and it is okay to be your own boss.
All right, fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. All right, you are making things happen. All right, so we are gonna wind things down now. So, do you have any final words of wisdom that you'd like to share with our audience?
Yes, I would love to share with you. No matter if you're scared to launch, just launch. Launch your course, launch your business. If you feel like nobody's going to support you, there will be people to support you. There's a lot of times where my customers or clients or family members are not my friends or family members. They're actually strangers. Strangers will definitely support you. So just launch. And if you ever feel like money is an issue, let's not forget credit works very well. Build your credit in 3 to 6 months. You don't have to worry about funding your business with your own money. You can actually fund it with credit.
All right. Oh, another question came to me.
Yeah,
So,
go ahead.
where where do you get your clients from? How do they find you?
So when it comes down to my rental business, or even Bosses Academy, I do have two Instagram pages. One is WG underscore Auto Company LLC. That's for my rental business. Or you can find me on Instagram with Bosses Academy LLC underscore for Bosses Academy course. Not to mention, I do have a Facebook page. It's my first name, Wyzae, last name Glover, Glover, and you can DM me on Facebook, direct message me on Instagram, and I will definitely get back to you with any questions that you have.
Awesome, awesome. So it sounds like social media is a plus for you. It's social media has been very helpful.
Yes, social media is very helpful for me. Let's not forget that as an entrepreneur, you'll learn what works for you don't might not work for others. So, and you do not need social media. I also have Google. You can find me on Google. You can find me on Bing or any other type of platforms you can find me on. So just find what works for you.
Awesome, awesome. All right, you guys. So Wyzae Glover, I'm just gonna put her information back up on the screen for our video audience. She has two Instagram accounts, as she said. One is Bosses Academy LLC underscore. That's one. And the other one is WG underscore Auto Company LLC. So definitely check her out on Instagram, both of those Instagram accounts. And she has a Facebook profile as well. So check her out on Facebook. The name is Wyzae Glover, right? So I put the web address on the screen for those watching on video. So definitely check her out on all of her social media. And for those of you listening to this on audio, all of this information is in the description. So don't worry if you did not write this down, if you missed out. This information is available in the description. So I definitely encourage you to check her out on Instagram. She got two Instagram accounts. So make sure you check out both of those and check her out on Facebook. So Wyzae, do you have any other self promo for yourself?
Well, no, not at the moment. I do not. Thank you for emphasizing my two Instagrams. Everyone can follow me on Instagram. I will follow back, or you can just add into my Facebook page. I will accept at all times. May even direct message me, and I will respond.
All right, there you go. So hit her up on Instagram, both Instagram accounts. I got to emphasize that there's two of them. And hit her up on Facebook as well. Her name is Wyzae Glover. That's Wyzae. That's the first name. Last name is Glover. So definitely hit her up on social media, you guys. All right, Wyzae, thank you so much for joining me today. This has been very enlightening.
Yes, it was a pleasure. Thank you for having me. Thank you for contacting me to join. This was real great and a great opportunity to have.
Awesome, awesome. All right, I will place you off camera now. All right, you guys. And now it is my turn. Okay, you guys. So we have reached the conclusion of our episode. Thank you so much for joining us today. So, wherever you are listening to the sound of my voice right now, whether that is on video or on audio, please check out our other episodes and don't forget to follow and subscribe. And while you're at it, let us know what you thought about this episode by leaving a comment in the comment section or in the comment thread. I would definitely appreciate your feedback about this episode. So whether that's YouTube, Twitter, what else? Facebook, or if it's audio like Spotify or Apple Podcasts, whatever the platform, please leave your comments in the comment section and please give us your feedback. Very much appreciated. So, as a reminder, this podcast is a production of A Step Ahead Tutoring Services. So, if you would like to learn more about our company, if you're looking for a tutor for yourself or for your child, if you want to know about our services, or just who is this random company that just shows up in my face all the time, let me tell you, you can learn about us online. Our website is www.astepaheadtutoringservices.com, and we are also all over that social media. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Eventbrite, everywhere, you guys. So definitely check. Did I say Instagram? I think I said Instagram. So you could check us out on Instagram as well. So please reach out to us. There's multiple ways that you can, that you can hit us up. And I want to share this discount with you guys that if you mention that you heard about us from Hot Topics, we will give you 15% off 6 hours of tutoring. I'm just going to repeat that one more time. When you reach out to us and you say, hey, I heard about you from Hot Topics, we will give you 15% off 6 hours of tutoring. So take advantage of that discount. You have no excuse, you guys. And you can also sign up for our email list and our texting list. I encourage you to sign up for both. You will receive exclusive promotions, discounts, offers, everything that is A Step Ahead Tutoring Services. Stay in touch with us. I encourage you to sign up for our email list. I encourage you to sign up for our texting list. That information is at the bottom of your screen if you are watching this on video. And if you are listening to this on audio, that information is in the description. Okay, so now I'm going to share this final message before we officially close.
Hey there, have you heard of us? We're a small team of tutors here at A Step Ahead Tutoring Services. We believe that education and information should be accessible to everyone, regardless of income, race, or creed. We're dedicated to making this happen, but we need your help. Please consider making a donation to our company. No amount is too small. Your donation will allow us tutors to remain employed, offer free and low-cost services, put on productions like this web series, and reach out to families nationwide. With your help, we can tackle the academic challenges of our students and the emotional, mental, and behavioral changes that result from these challenges. As a bonus, we can improve our communities in the process. Support us today. Send your donation by Cash App to $ASATS 2013, by PayPal or Venmo to @ASATS 2013, or by Zelle to success@astepaheadtutoringservices.com. For our Facebook Live viewers, you can also send us a star. Your support means a lot to us. Please note, we're a for-profit company. We're not a charity. Your donation may not be tax deductible. Please consult a tax professional.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us today. I look forward to seeing you at the next episode. And now, I am signing off. Bye.